All right, so designing an AI system for consulting firms. You've heard AI a lot of times on the internet. AI for businesses, AI for firms, AI for companies. Everywhere we're just talking about AI. But do we actually know about how a firm, how a company, or how a business can actually be automated or be AI implemented? That's exactly what I'm going to discuss for this video. So what I'm going to begin with is this AI architecture. The level one is going to be data layer. The layer two is going to be the intelligence layer. The layer three is going to be the automation layer. And the layer four is going to be the output layer. All right. Beginning with the layer one, which is the data layer. Right now, your firm is sitting on a gold mine and you don't even know about it. Why? It's because every proposal you ever wrote, every client email, every project, every single IP stuff that you already have has been stored as an intellectual property that you can use again and again for your future projects. But the main thing is that you are not able to capitalize on it. You're not able to use it to its fullest efficiency just because you don't have an operating system or an AI system to guide it or basically to store all that stuff, right? The data layers are all about capturing all of that, structuring it, making it searchable by AI. Basically, it's going to be, let's say, you've used ChatGPT, right? So it's basically going to be another AI model, but this time it's going to be specified to your projects, to whatever stuff you've already did within your firm, the projects, the proposals, the drafts. And what it's going to do is it's going to store all these intellectual properties into a database, and then you can just pull them whenever you want, as you want, for whatever project. Let's say you've done some project 3 months ago and something similar just came up again and you want to do something like that again. So you can just go to that AI model, you can just search it for whatever intellectual property you might have already had, then you can just use it again for this current project. Examples being just the CRM records, past proposals, meeting transcripts, emails and threads, industry reports, project P&Ls, client onboarding documents, right? You get what I'm saying. Now, layer two is intelligence layer, and this is where the AI actually lives. The artificial intelligence brain actually lives. You combine a large language model, something like GPT-4, GPT-5, or Claude, with a technique called RAG, which is Retrieval Augmented Generation. Now, what it means in simple terms is that the AI only knowing what it was trained on, right? As I explained you in the database model in this data layer, that will create an AI model specified to your intellectual properties or whatever proposals, decks, pitches you already have used in the past. Exactly like that, we're going to train a RAG, which is going to have all the information about your business and only specified to that particular topic. RAG lets it search your firm's actual documents in real time before it actually answers anything. So basically, it's like you're training an AI model to whatever knowledge you want, and then you can just, whenever in the future, pull out anything that you want and it will be spot on with all the knowledge, right? Examples being GPT-4, Claude, RAG pipeline, vector database, embedding model, and prompt engineering. Basically, these are the things that are going to be used for this intelligence layer. Now, layer three is going to be the automation layer. This is where your firm actually stops using AI as a search engine and starts using as an actual worker. AI automation, of course, a very, very famous terms these days. And as a consulting firm owner or someone working in corporate, you might have already heard of it. Now, automation, what actually means is that AI just does not answer when it's asked. It actually does things on its own without any human in the loop, without any human interaction, and it just does whatever it's supposed to do, whatever it's programmed to do, and it can even take decisions on its own. So basically, it's like you're having this other employee who just doesn't rest, who just doesn't take a day off, who does whatever you tell it to do, and who has the brain of like the best artificial intelligence model out there. So AI agents, schedule triggers, call summarization, CRM auto updates, email drafting, at-risk client alerts, report generation. These are some of the examples that you might have heard, which are related to AI automation and which actually can be very, very helpful for your firm or your business, right? Layer 4 is the output layer. I'm actually not describing all these topics in very detail. I'm just going on with what's basic and what's fundamental and what's necessary for you to know about. Now, layer 4 is the output layer, which is the only layer that your clients and your team will ever see. The output layer is everything that a human actually interacts with. A chat interface where your consultants can ask the firm's AI anything. A client-facing dashboard with live project status, which is 80% done before your consultant even lays their hand on any project. And the critical design principle here is the human in the loop, which is that the AI generates, AI just drafts the first proposal, then it is sent to the human, which is going to be the final decision maker of which proposal, which deck, which final draft is going to be used, and they will have the last call. The AI generates, a human reviews before anything goes to a client. This protects the quality and even prevents the nightmare scenario of a hallucinated stat making it into a board presentation, right? It is also what you show off in sales demos. Basically, the visible tip of the iceberg. Let's say a company has come to you for a consulting proposal, right? Now you prepare the proposal for them. You actually finally jump into a sales call. Now whatever you're gonna show them, the proposal, the deck, how you can help them, or what areas are they weak in, and you can help them. That's the thing in which AI will actually help you using its intelligence and whatnot, right? So these are basically the four layers of the AI architecture that is potentially bound to be implemented into your business someday or the other, right? Now we have the implementation roadmap, which is basically, if you just let's say you are working with me, what should be my roadmap, or what am I actually gonna work for? How am I actually gonna timeline our projects, or how is this development gonna look like? So first is the week one, which is the phase one as well, which is the audit and foundation. Before building anything, you need to map the mess. Where does time actually go in your firm? What decisions are still happening manually? What data do you have, and where is it sitting? All of that stuff. So interview your consultants on their biggest weekly time sinks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a meeting or interview with most of your employees. I'm going to ask them on whatever tasks require the most amount of time. Then I'm going to audit all existing data sources and their formats. I'm going to identify the three highest ROI automation candidates. I'm going to define what good output looks like for each use case. And I'm going to choose your tech stack, which is going to be very, very specified to your use case or whatever you want automated, right? So basically, it's like whatever your employees do, I'm going to make it done by AI. And now you don't have to pay some, extra people for the work that can be potentially just done by AI in 2 hours that the humans will take 2 days to do, right? Now, the phase two is build the core, which is also going to be happening in the week one, which is connecting your data to the AI, get the intelligence layer, which we just discussed earlier, working on real firm data. We did not actually automate anything yet, but we just make the AI useful to your people first. So we do not actually automate the processes at first. We actually just work on this data layer, this intelligence layer. We're going to make an AI model that your team members can actually use, and they can just use them to pull out the intellectual properties, to pull out some information and all that. Additionally, I'm going to ingest and clean your highest value data sources. I'm going to set up the RAG pipeline and test it with real queries, build the internal chat assistant for consultants only. So your consultants or your team members are actually going to have a supporting AI agent or a supporting AI model that can help them with all the information they need and with whatever information you feed to the AI database, right? I'm going to also build the internal chat assistant for consultants only, right? As I just said, run a short pilot with 3 to 5 consultants and gather feedback, iterate on prompts until answers are reliably accurate and exactly as your employees want them to be. Now, the phase three, which is going to be happening in the week two, which is actually the automation part, the automating these workflows. So the AI starts doing work without being asked. Okay, whatever task you assign AI to do, it can just do it without any human in the loop or without any human intervention, right? Wire it into daily operations, but start with low stakes tasks and add a human review step to everything client facing. So we're not just going to go guns blazing at the very first day. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to automate the very lowest stake tasks that you have, so that if anything possibly goes wrong, which it would, right? I'm not going to lie to you. Everything's not perfect. So if anything goes wrong in the way, there's not much stake on the line. And also there is going to be a human in the loop to provide their feedback, to reflect on what AI did and what it can do better. And then I'm going to deploy the call summary and action item agent. I'm going to automate all the weekly client status report generation, build at risk client detection logic, connect to CRM for auto logging and contract tracking, and training your team on what the AI handles and what it does not. And basically just training your whole team on how to use this thing, how to automate processes, how to use the already automated processes, and what input is finally needed by them, right? Finally, we come to the phase four, which is going to be in the week 2 and 3. This is going to be about measuring and scaling. So now in the phase one, we actually have done the audit. We've asked your consultants what they want automated or what are the tasks that consume most of their time. Then there's phase two, which is building the core. Then there's phase three, where we automate anything that's possible, starting from the very lowest stake task again. Then there's this phase four, which is measuring and scaling, proving the ROI, what is broken, and expand to new use cases. I'm not just going to implement automations and AI into your systems and not track what actual results is going to give you. So it's basically going to track time saved per consultant per week versus baseline. Then measuring proposal turnaround time and win rate changes, audit AI outputs monthly for accuracy and hallucinations. Then adding client facing features once internal trust is established. Along with which I'm going to document everything so the system survives staff turnover, right? This is basically going to be our implementation roadmap for whenever we start working, and what is going to be the ideal format for me to work with you and automate your whole consulting firm, right? Finally, we have all these use cases in which you might already have this question in your mind, like, we understood how the AI is going to work. We understood how we're going to implement it. But if we just have to take a rough idea of what tasks can eventually be automated or what tasks can be potentially done by AI, then we have these six examples here. The first one is proposal drafting, which is again, as I told you, the first drafts. Let's say a company has come to you for a consulting proposal. Now you have to draft a proposal for them on which areas can you help them in and what bottlenecks are they having in their business which can just help them with, and AI actually drafts a 90% complete proposal in just a few minutes using past wins and client context. Consultant edits and sends, and what used to take 6 hours will just take half an hour or 45 minutes at max, right? Along with which meeting summaries, internal knowledge search, competitive research, every client call auto described, summarized, and key actions extracted. So let's say whenever you have a client call, you can actually pay attention to the ongoing call without having to pay attention to whatever is being recorded or whatever is being transcribed. You don't have to make any notes because all of this is going to be done by AI. The internal knowledge search, as I explained to you in the data layer, this topic, this one. So I'm now going to just explain that once again. Client reporting, in which weekly status reports are auto-generated from project data and CRM activity, AI-generated dashboards or AI-powered dashboards, which will actually help you work much more efficiently and help you coordinate between the team much better. Consultant reviews, adds color, sends, consistent quality across every client every week. So basically, again, the idea is to just generate every such first draft through AI for proposals, for this reporting, for decks, and all that. And basically, you're going to have a human in the loop, which is going to take who's going to take the final decision for this thing, right? Now, the competitive research in which AI actually monitors industry news, competitor moves, and client sector developments. So you don't have to waste your time just searching out what's the trend nowadays, what are other competitors doing nowadays, and AI can actually do it for you. AI can actually make some very incredible suggestions, and so that your team can just straight away work on it. Finally, we have at-risk client detection, which is AI flags clients showing warning signs, which is, let's say, no contact in 3 weeks, or the clients that might have just ghosted you, negative sentiment in last email, project timeline slipping, escalates before the client turns. So basically, if I just give you a short example, it's like AI can just take a look at your, client list. It can actually score them on the basis of their activity. If like how recently have they contacted you, how has the very recent contact been, if through email or the call, how you have the description of how the call has been. So AI can just basically score the client and categorize them on the basis of their expertise or on the basis of how likely they are to work with you, right? So that was the whole video. That was the what I wanted to explain in this topic of designing an AI system for consulting firms. I very much hope that I was really articulate throughout the video and I was explaining my points really clearly. Now, if you want to work with me, so I'm going to have a link in this video's description. You can just check the link out. You can just book a call with me. It's going to be a very short discovery call in which we're going to discuss potential points where AI can actually come into your business and automate something, and where can AI actually help your business, reduce the workload, save yourself and your team time, and how it can actually give you this extra edge over your competitors in the market, right? That's all for today. I'm going to see you in the next one, right? Bye-bye.